12 days
Page
with
20, not 11.
sentence.
Verse.
I think I told you that the things what are mentioned here are not necessarily existing today. Okay, anything you can visualize, anything good. Okay, whether you visualize a diamond, or you visualize as a turquoise, or coral, or rubies, or green jet, or whatever. So whatever possible is good or beautiful, nice things. And you can visualize and you can offer. And it is not necessarily to exist today, no. Okay? Yeah.
I always wondered why the merit collection is here mentioned only by offering. Why not respect your father and mother, help your neighbor, save whatever. There are so many things that we consider as a way to collect merit. So here it's only collect merit by offering.
Yes, and in Shani there was text, if you read all, and then there's a lot related with the parents also, related with the teacher also, related with the friend also. Therefore, I think, of course, if it is not here in this particular chapter, and then it is, I think it is no problem. I think so. I think whatever is possible in offering in this world, I think cannot be fit into this chapter. There are many things which are still to be mentioned, and still we can do a lot, you see. Once, at that time I was like, my mind was very down. I really don't want to go anywhere. I really don't want to have friends. Even to go to Magloganj, I was very hesitating. Everybody says, come. And sometimes I go to the forest, I sleep there. And my teacher, philosophy teacher comes. I don't have sense of standing up and paying respect to him. I'm just still sleeping. And he sits next to me. He sits next to me and saying some prayer. And sits few minutes, and then he says, okay, you sleep a little bit more, and I will send. There was a monk called Tashijan, who was one of my best friends. I will send Tashijan to collect you, and then come with him, okay? Okay. No respect, you see? Okay. But inside, yes, I know. Yes, I know. He is really the most important spiritual teacher in me. But at that time, my mind was very down. And so I was like this. Whatever he asked us to do, I really don't like to do. And we were supposed to go camping in Dharamsala, tuned. I always turned down. I say, I'm not going. 1 year, 2 years, second, third year. And he said, no, this time no choice. You have to go. Okay? And then I have to go. And then I'm very weak and I can't carry all my luggage. He said, no problem. I will ask others to carry. Okay? I really don't anything to carry. Just small bucket of egg. Small bucket of egg. That's all. And he came with me. And then we reached out there. And all of a sudden, I saw so many beautiful flowers, so many beautiful trees, and then these cuckoos are making very beautiful songs, and then it was so beautiful, and then like little bit of rain, but blue sky and all this. Then I started thinking of this Shantideva's text, and then I'm offering, offering, walking slowly, very tired, but then I'm offering, offering. And the mind become, much lightened. It was just spontaneously coming, and then I feel this beautiful song from cuckoo, and then beautiful rain and leaves and flowers, and the springs are coming down, and beautiful mountain, everything is so beautiful, so I can offer this, okay, offer. And then I can also imagine more than this, okay? I can imagine, okay, this is what I saw, physical I saw, and then I can imagine much more than this, okay? Flowers, and garlands, and so many things I can imagine and I can offer, you see. So therefore, offerings are not necessarily physically there, you see. Yeah. But it is totally dependent upon your faith. If you have really full faith, and you really offer it from the heart, you earn merit. And then on side by side, okay, you can also remember your parents, your spiritual teacher, any, okay. All these are doing for what? Offerings are doing for what? For what?
My mind. Mind.
All these offerings are doing to make your mind strong, so that you will be able to cultivate bodhicitta. And bodhicitta is what? Bodhicitta is meant to every sentient being to achieve enlightenment. So therefore, it is all these are not excluded. Okay, it is not mentioned words by words, but actually it is all for the mother sentient being. Yeah. That was like, I think that was in 78, quite early, about finished the study. But I was very weak, I think weakest in my class. When we were debating, for example, like especially the debate exam was very heavy, we have to pick up question paper there in a plate, and we have to pick up, before 5 minutes, we pick up and read the question paper. Question, not paper, question, and then stand up in front of everyone, have to start this debate, you see. Whew, very difficult. Very difficult. And then after that, sit down and answer. Yeah. And weak, very weak. Sometimes like I become dizzy. Very severe exam, very difficult study, and very weak body, and also mind was also not very, very healthy. No. Because of my spiritual teacher's guidance and blessing, and it really went well to climb all the way to Tune, went too near to the mountain. Yeah. And it really lifted all my attitude. Yeah. And coming down, and then I was competing songs with other monks. I was very good, saying many, many poems. Okay, I can say many poems. I think no one can challenge me. And then my philosophy teacher was very happy. I became a little bit naughty, you see, and he became very happy. Oh, yesterday you were very naughty, so I was very, very happy. I enjoyed. So, and in a conventional, there's a conventional just sort of boundary, but when it comes to like a bigger thing, then everything fits. Yeah. So same offering, behavior, everything. Okay. Yeah. So now I think we, where's the time? When we stop?
10:30.
10:30. Okay. Still we have about 20 minutes. So please read. Please don't torture me. You read, okay? You read. And if it's very difficult, don't ask questions. If it's very easy, just raise your hand and ask questions. Because now I'm become more and more stupid. Therefore, I try not to come to Israel. Really. I said, now you are able to invite so many good teachers. Why you are inviting me? Why you are inviting me? Sincerely speaking, okay. Sincerely speaking, oh, please invite all those wonderful teachers. And I have so I have not much insight. And why you invite? And so I was insisting, okay, yes, that has been really sincerely speaking, and not just polite or not like a modest or humble. I just say, I really know. How much I know? I really know. Yeah. Therefore, don't ask difficult questions, okay? The faith, that was almost like missing. Faith has to be built with the logics and reasons, okay? Logics and reasons, okay? And I think I'm allowed to say this. And Jewish are very intelligent. Okay? Yes, okay? Yeah. There is not only me who says this. So you have capacity. You have capacity. You have capacity. So just don't follow blindly. I have been following blindly because I was born in a Buddhist family. My mother was very religious. My father was very religious. My whole village was very religious, you see. I was a little bit indoctrinated. I think I told you that when I was in mother's womb, I was almost destroyed by the doctor by giving a medicine to dissolve. But luckily, one family teacher came and saw my mother and said, "Oh, you are pregnant. Dorma, you are pregnant." And my mother said, "No, I'm not pregnant. I'm taking medicine. I'm not feeling well." "No, don't take medicine. Stop taking medicine. And then he will be a boy and one day he will become a monk and and a little bit of my previous life." And so in this way, because of this, okay, I become monk. And my mother believed it totally. Okay, she has no reason, just believed. My father, more blind believer, you see. And I was conditioned to become Buddhist like this, you see. Of course, you are outside. See, now what is this Buddhism? Okay, you analyze, you study, analyze, and if you find this is really good, then you enter, and your faith is faith based on logics and reason. Now these days, His Holiness all the time asking the Tibetans, you have to be the 21st Buddhist. You should not be the Buddhist which we have been in Tibet, you see. We didn't have any problem at that time. Now today we are exposed to the rest of the world. So we have to encounter so many questions. And we need to be a 21st century Buddhist. And now he is also introducing Buddhism to scientists, having debate, conference, seminar. And so many great scientists, they have also come. Neurologists, physicists, they come, they ask. And he's challenging them, you see. They are also challenging him. And now he's asking, he is old now, he's 83. So now the young people have to take responsibility. So that even the science are very, very high, still Buddhism can survive with the science. So therefore, I really appeal to the Jewish friends. This is really important, really important. I saw many, okay. Once I was in New York, and my host, I didn't know they were Jewish, okay. And all of a sudden they were making phone calls, Shana Tova, Shana Tova. I said, "Oh, are you Jewish?" Yes, we are Jewish. Carol? Yes, she's also Jewish. They have such a brilliant mind, you see. They really made me to learn computer. They really made me to have mobile phone and then send message and photos, WeChat, all messenger, Now I know quite a lot, you see. They made me. I was avoiding. No, I don't want. Okay. And they bought a new one and they taught. And then they say, you have such a brilliant mind, why don't you learn? It will be very useful. They were true. When earthquake happened in Nepal, this mobile phone was like a Bodhisattva. Really? account, and then, did you receive this money? Okay, you go and buy rice and dal and go to that village, and then I just sitting on the bed and doing everything.
They were the Bodhisattva.
Yeah, it was very good, you see. They forced me. They forced me to do this. And they didn't make us to do, you see. I was really, no. So you really make somebody to do, really happen. And then the like say, the temporary shelter during the earthquake, after the earthquake. How much? 700 temporary shelter built, okay. And then one of the most, I think it was like a miracle, 262 temporary shelter built in 7 days by our Jewish friend. And then I asked them to include, there were some 9 family who are very low caste, even they don't touch. So I said, please, just in his ear, say, please include them in this village. He said, yes, no problem. They built everything, you see. So therefore, you don't follow Buddhism blindly, okay? And then you just try to go after logics and reasons, okay? It has so much depth, so much depth. I studied quite a lot, not the best, but I studied quite a lot. Still, I really like to learn, I really like to study, I like to think, I like to think. More we think, the richer, better it is. So this is my appeal, okay? My appeal. So Thapa, the faith, unshakable faith, is only possible if you really goes after the logics. Yeah?
Very short.
Very short.
Very short. Is the right time is faith or confidence?
Confidence is something else.
Something else.
Yeah. Which was there. And faith is here. Yeah. I think if you have a faith built with logic, and this will help you to build a real confidence. That confidence, okay, if true confidence has to be built with the truth. Fake confidence is really fake. If you pray someone to just flatter, you are really good, you are so excellent, you are so brilliant, and then it goes like, it looks like confidence, but it is not based on the truth, so it can go down easily.
This is bias. This is not
Yeah, the
confidence.
faith built with logics will produce very good confidence within yourself. Because faith is based on truth. And then confidence, whatever comes from the faith, the confidence within you. Confidence is of course, it is a state of mind, okay, state of mind which feels that I can do. I can think, I can decide, I can hope, I can challenge. And then, not in a stupid way, I can challenge, no idea. How can you challenge? I don't know. This is not coming after logic, see? Yeah. You're not happy.
Never was.
What did you say?
Never
Never
was.
been. I know that non-self-confidence is affected emotion, so you need to build that confidence.
Yeah.
If you have this confidence, we don't call it in Buddhism confidence, we call it pride, right? Or arrogance.
No, we have 2 words. One is Pema and one is Geshe. Geshe is ego. And then it has no logic. Okay? Pema is built with the logics, reasons. Okay? Yeah. Pema and yeah. Yes.
So the first condition, the
is to make offering. But the condition to make good offering is to have it in a pure mind.
Yeah.
But in order to achieve a pure mind,
Yeah.
you need to have bodhicitta, but I don't have it yet.
Ha-ha.
So it's like a circular. So how do I achieve the pure mind to have a good offering?
The second thing what we are going to tell is confession. Yes, confession. And I think I told you two things, okay. Before we enter into the bodhicitta, okay, bodhicitta, or before we cultivate bodhicitta, or before we take the vows or precepts of bodhicitta, we have to do two things. One thing is we have to try to remove all the negativities, okay, which is now coming up with confession, okay. And one thing is that our mind is not very strong, healthy. To make our mind strong, healthy, we have to do all these offerings. Connect with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Dharma and all these things, okay. Then our mind becomes very strong, healthy. And then doing the confession, your mind will be very pure. And then you can take the Bodhisattva's vow or precept, and then it's easy, I think. Did you get? Still we are not. We didn't start with the confession. I talked yesterday a little bit, but still we didn't deal with the confession. The confession, again, we need faith. For the compassion also, we need faith. To offering, whether this is really offering or not, we need a faith. Without faith, whatever we act is like artificial. Oh yes, Buddha's teacher told me to offer this flower, so I'm offering. And I try to offer the best flower, but I don't know, I'm offering. That means you have a slight polluted faith, not real authentic faith. So you have to know, okay? You have to know that this is so important. Yeah, this is so important. Buddha. When you say Buddha, okay, why it is so important? Why? In ordinary way, I was, I don't know whether I told this story or not. I was in a small group of some other faith, and they have an intention to torture me with difficult questions. And then I didn't know, but my organizer know. And we went there, almost like by mistake we went there, and they were there. I think only 9 or 10, not more than this. And then the first question they asked was very bad question. How can you imagine? The words they used was very bad words, okay. The question now I'm asking, okay, on their behalf, I'm asking this question. Okay. You call Buddha, this cruel person, Buddha, okay, this cruel person, how can you call this a Buddha? He has no sense of taking responsibility for his own son and his wife. He left them like garbage and went. What a disgrace. Still you call him Buddha. What is this? How can you explain? Inside, little shocked, because I never encountered such a question. But outside, I was not shocked. Oh, okay, I understand your problem. I understand your problem. So let me tell you, okay. It really made me to get a perspective, okay. Okay, then now you are seeing from a small perspective. Now we are seeing in a bigger perspective. Oh, they were a little bit strange, felt very strange, this monk. See, you are seeing from a small perspective, we are seeing from a bigger perspective. Of course, they may have many bad questions, but then I explained. If he remained with his family in the kingdom or in the palace, I think he would have left us history. The maximum he can leave after he passes away is history, just history. Maybe some people might have called him good king. That's all. Nothing. Today, nothing. Even we may not know whether he was existed or not, but he sacrificed his wife, his son, and renounced, went to search the truth. And he searched sincerely. Why? Because he went around the palace. He saw sick, old people, dead, and they renounced. He saw 4 sins. And when he saw this old age, he said, oh, this is such a serious problem. If I'm a good king, this problem has to be solved. Dead body. Everybody dies. This is really serious problem. If I'm really sensible, a really good king, I have to solve this problem. Where is this coming from? Why is someone can die, old, get sick, and all this? Why? I have to search where it is coming from. I have to search. What is the reason? What is the source? I didn't want to search because I didn't want to have an answer to this. And then he renounced. He searched. And all this old age, death, and then different disease, and then all these are, he concluded that these are coming from destructive emotion and bad karma. If we remove this, we will never get old. We will never enter into this suffering. So in this way, he taught this teaching. It benefited many, many people, and still it is benefiting. And if you put this in one side, and then his child and their beautiful wife in one side, you weigh, then what will be our choice? I say, oh, you did very good. I think I will say, Buddha, you did the... And then later, his wife, his son, all become his disciple. His disciple, okay? And they also appreciate it. They feel very happy with him. But if they see a very small uncle, he was disgraced father, he left his wife, and very small, only 2 people, 2 persons. Now he entertained like millions, okay, up to now. And stupid, just hanging on 2 persons, oh, my family, my son, and my beautiful wife, oh, like this. Ignoring everybody's happiness and sources of happiness. Stupid, you see. So therefore, I told in this way, of course they didn't ask question again, and we have a very limited time, because I think my host, they really don't want me to torture so many hours, so made it very short. I think 1 hour, 10 minutes or something. And then she said, okay, now we finish, okay, sorry, thank you so much, it was very good, and then we left. Almost like run away. Actually, I didn't have much intention to run away. But then my host was a little bit nervous because she has responsibility. So faith has to be built in such a way that like your question, Bodhisattva, is it a way of life? So Buddhism really teaches us, which is useful in our daily life. In the family, as a teacher, as a business, or any. Okay, it teaches us how to live a nice life, healthy life, happy life. Not only for one's own self, for everybody. This teaching only this, you see. And it is not necessary to be religion. And many people say that Buddhism is not religion. It's science of mind. And now this is like international sort of ethics. I think you can take a big responsibility. It has so much logics. If you study about Panchaparamita, which is, of course, to establish valid cognition, like life after life before, whether Buddha